Today we explore the rise of Vietnamese child influencers and how they perform cultural expectations of cuteness, academic dedication, even filial duty online. From young YouTubers to adult mistakes for kids, which is quite interesting. We look at how platform monetization is reshaping what childhood means in Vietnam. Now, welcome to the IERLab Podcast. I'm your host, Walter Lee, and joining me today is Han Nguyen, who wrote the piece titled Young People on Social Media, The Implications of Child Influences in Vietnam. Hello, Han.
Hello, Walter. Good to see you here, and thank you for inviting me to the podcast.
Yes, thank you for attending, and it's going to be a great talk today. And I'm going to get straight into the questions because we have so much to talk about. So, starting off with, if Vietnamese children grow up internalizing the ideal of being, let's say, good child through filial piety, what happens when digital fame rewards this self-expression, individuality, or rebelliousness qualities that contradict traditional expectations, possibly in Vietnam?
Well, drawing on the case study of the adult game streamer that I wrote in the piece, uh, they the content creator often has online attack from the viewers for their content that going against the traditional expectation of a child. Playing games in Vietnam is prohibited for children who are above 16. So when he play a games, oftentimes the audience will make a question like, "Why you playing this game?
Hmm.
You're not supposed to play games. You're supposed to study because that's the
Hmm.
duty of a child." So this content just going more viral on TikTok and YouTube because it go against the traditional expectations of a child,
Hmm.
and so at the same time it makes the content become more viral. It also portray the cultural understanding, the cultural expectations of what it means to be a child as well.
So a good child is in Vietnam seen as a child who is studying rather than playing video games. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah. Basically, a bit of the context of Vietnamese culture. The Vietnamese culture come across between Confucian value
Hmm.
from the Chinese rule, the Western ideas from the French and American colonization, and also socialist values from the communist governments. However, in a family setting, Confucianism remains the most influential ideology in shaping a family value and also the educational expectations of Vietnam society as well. So, in this sense, to be a good child means you should perform, you should practice the filial piety um, by excelling your studying. And
Hmm.
so, yeah, so study is one of the key value that a child is expected to behave.
Hmm.
Yeah, and so bring it on the social media as well. They also making content related to study, something like that. Yeah.
Right, right. I think that is like prevalent, not just in Vietnam, but definitely across all most Asian countries, I would say. Even with I'm based in South Korea, and obviously during the high school years, that's when, even really starting from middle school, they are really studying hard for the eventual I guess SATs as they call them. Children that play video games aren't really seen as bad children or good children or whatever, even if they study harder. It does seem like there is a little bit of a difference there. But when Vietnamese child influencers are expected to present themselves online as good children who embody the filial ideals,
Mm.
do they do their curated personas reinforce traditional norms or subtly reshape what being a good child means in the digital age?
Yeah, it's really interesting to me as well when I wrote this piece, and I just realized that on the way when I writing this piece. Well, I think they both reinforce and reshape the notion of being a good child. Um,
Hmm.
As I mentioned earlier, they reinforce the image of a good child and expect the game streamer to study, not to play games. But at the same time, the platforms also extend the idea of a good child to at least one important dimension, that is the financial support, a duty that only adults are expected to do. So, as in the case of female influencer, the female YouTuber, she even bought a house for her mother when she's still just a child. Uh,
Wow.
yeah, literally, I remember it just from 10, when she was 10 years old, because she
10
is
years old. Wow.
yeah, because she's actually a young actress and also making her YouTube online as well. So she can leverage her image from from a young celebrity to bring it on her YouTube page and making commercial content on her channel as well. So, or even in a way that the streamer he actually can earn income from his monetization strategy as well, by making live stream or turning on the donation and getting donation from his live stream. So it's all a new way to earn income as well from a and those functions from the platform. It doesn't care whether you're young or you're adult.
It's quite
So,
incredible that if it's changing the way we see good children, I mean, a 10-year-old child buying their mother a house is incredible. I mean, I don't even think as almost a 40-year-old man I can buy my mother a house, but I'm not a massive content creator or child influencer. This 10-year-old child influencer, is she like what kind of content does she do?
Well, she actually on her YouTube, she has so many types of content to make. Oftentimes, her content uh, categorized into genre. One is related to her work. Whenever she go filming or she goes to any events, she will make a short video content to post on YouTube. The other type is that her daily life vlog. Yeah, she usually make this type of content in her house, yeah, oftentimes in her bedroom as well. And that's how she can project herself as a good student. Like you showing your room with a big shelf full of books and learning materials on the table, showing how neat she is. So yeah, it's a really easy way to project yourself online to project your online persona during this type of content as well.
She's quite young. Is there not a sort of rule or regulation or law in regards to how young you can be to earn? Like, I mean, I think most countries probably wouldn't allow 10-year-olds to be, well, that famous without some sort of regulation or rule or even considered child labor or anything like that. Is there in Vietnam, are there very loose rules on child influences?
We just have a regulation in general for influencer, but we don't have a specific category for young influencer, for child labor, um, for child influencer particularly. But I have to note that she has become famous since she was young, 10 years old, but now she's already an adult. She's already 18 years old. So it's
Ah, okay, okay.
yeah, it's mature already. But the viewers often seen compare to her previous image from a 10-year-old girl to now, to see like, you're getting much more beautiful and you're much taller. You still study well, something like that. So they still projecting, still seeing her as a younger and comparing to how she progressed now to become an adult.
Well, okay. Well, she's now 18, so I guess it's fine now, but geez, starting from 10 years old and having the amount of money to show,
Yeah,
not show off, but to buy people houses is
yeah.
incredible. Moving on with like, how do Vietnamese child influencers navigate the tension between performing traditional ideals of filial piety and meeting the algorithmic demands of social media platforms that prioritize entertainment, visibility, and constant self-presentation?
Well, first of all, they embed the cultural value of filial piety, which is studying hard. So they make
Mm.
content related to study. That is one of their strategies to make the content and to be seen on social media as well. And they using this type of value. They use this value to make the content online. And you, like I said before, in the case study of the young influencer, she make the daily vlog, and
Mm. So like daily vlogs, sorry to interrupt. Daily vlogs, they're usually of especially young children of school life, or is it because like kids that age are in school, I
yeah,
presume?
yeah, she has content when she goes to school as well, like making preparing how to get ready to go to school, or
Ah, okay,
also,
okay, okay.
yeah, also content in her school as well during her break time, or uh after long hours of study in class as well.
Hmm.
Yeah. But usually most of her popular videos are about her content in her bedroom, where she study, how she prepare for the exams, and how she redecorate her study corner in her room.
Ah.
Yeah. So in by making those video, to me, she's showing her authenticity during the video as well. Like people seeing her wearing pajamas and talking casually,
Hmm.
maybe feel like unscriptedly um, to the audience. So it's feel real to the audience from what
Hmm.
she says. And I
Right.
think that's, yeah, and I think that makes her content more attractive as well.
Yeah, yeah. I think there is something interesting about people, like people are interested in other people's daily lives, which is in a way quite strange, but I also understand it. It's kind of like watching reality TV in a way. It's living through somebody else as well. Like I'm not a big fan of vlog style videos. I don't usually watch them unless they're having some content that I'm interested in. But daily vlogging is for some reason a kind of boring thing for me because yeah, but there are so many people out there interested, uh, especially with this creator we're talking about. I imagine that her audience is mainly young women or women like who look up to her, but I'm sure there's like a variety of audiences, correct?
Most of the comments are teenagers.
Ah.
Yeah, teenagers and maybe parents who also like, I want my children to be like you. You are the model for my future children. Usually, it's a female, I guess, female parents and teenager.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think it's a bad thing that parents would look at this girl, regardless of whether she is considered a good child or not? Do you think it has sort of negatives towards real, like other parents and children where the child should meet the expectation of this content creator? Do you think that has negative effects?
Well, it's two sides. One side is also portraying reminds. I mean, in the social media environment, saturated social media environments, making content related to study also quite. also be seen as a clean content for their children to watch as well. So it's in one side, I think it's also a good way to show the culture, the Vietnamese culture.
Hmm.
But on the other side, if the parent using this as a standard to
Hmm.
push their children to become like her, then I think they limit their children to become the better version of themselves. Yeah, and that's what my concern as well. If I think forward in the future of like what is the career that the child could become, because it may become a new type of job in the future for the children as well.
Right.
Yeah. And it is true in Vietnam when, like I say in this case, that this girl she was famous since she's 10 years old and until now. And there's also many other cases where children were just become popular when they was a teenage,
Hmm.
and they continue their career as a content creator after 18. So I think
Hmm.
it's a new type of job as well.
It definitely is a new type of job, and I know that I think globally, not just in Vietnam, but globally, definitely here in Korea,
Mm, mm,
the most sought after job now is to be a content creator or a YouTuber or an influencer. I think it's very different from when I was growing up when everyone wanted to be a doctor or a policeman or a firefighter, etc. But now, I had the opportunity of teaching children, and most children these days they want to be gamers, they want to be
mm.
YouTube stars, they want to be, K-pop idols or whatever. It's definitely throughout the years has changed, and I can see that with this Vietnamese influencer, she could be also shaping, the young generation, especially females, as to what they want to do, which is, be a vlogger, be a content creator. I'm sure she also does beauty stuff as well, because most female vloggers do some sort of beauty
Mm.
routine or something. So there's
Oh
the
yeah.
option of becoming like a beauty influencer, etc., etc. And you said she's an actress as well, isn't she?
Yeah. She's a young actress since she was 10 years old, and that's how she become popular as well in social media.
Is it her own personal channel, or is it something like an agency channel?
From what I see is a personal channel from her team.
Ah.
She she works independently, and I think her mother is her manager.
Okay. Through the 8 years that she has been sort of vlogging her life, she hasn't come under any sort of negativity or scrutiny, or she hasn't created any sort of scandal as you know of?
Yeah, yes, she did have, like I said, because she was popular since she was just 10 years old, and now
Hmm.
she's 18 already. And so the whenever she wear strong makeup,
Hmm.
or she dress a little bit more like an adult,
Hmm.
uh, then the audience was like, "Oh, you become sexier. You're not cute
Yeah,
anymore."
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So they still rethink. They still shape her as a young children since her since years ago.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
not seeing her as her now, as her mature version now. But it just the but I think the comments is not that uh crap. It is not really a lot on her video.
Hmm.
She also got a lot of more lawyer fans who also protect her from those content as well. So then they comment directly to those comments that, oh no, she's now an adult. She can even play some mature movie as well. So you
Mm,
shouldn't expect her to be just like a 10 years old girl anymore, something like
right.
that. Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of like the Miley Cyrus situation
Oh,
where
true. Yeah.
yeah, like Miley Cyrus grew up in this Disney sort of uh theme of like being the innocent young girl, and then when she started to develop and get older and she started doing more like sexy kind of songs, and people were like, this is wrong, you know, you're an inspiration to young girls, you shouldn't be doing this. It kind of sounds like it's sort of similar in that way. Before we go, there is one quick question that I want to ask, and there was the little piece about YouTubers from young, like adults mistaken for kids. Is that honestly a problem within Vietnam?
It's a special case study because this is about a streamer. He has a rare medical condition, yeah,
Hmm.
a growth hormone deficiency. So he is mistaken as a
Ah,
young boy when he's actually now 30 years old already. But his
okay.
appearance is like just only uh, he's only 120 centimeters tall.
Okay.
Yeah, has a very chubby face.
Hmm.
Yeah, so he looks super young, like a young boy.
But does he use that as a way to deceive people, or is it just is he raising awareness of his disease? In what way is it seen as, is it a problem, or is it people are just confused?
He tell it to his viewers. All
Okay, so he's very
yeah.
honest.
Yeah, he honest to about his situation. However, the infrequent viewers, some stranger viewers also watch his video as well, and they
Hmm.
don't understand his situation, although he already said it sometimes or somewhere on his channel. But for just random people, they don't understand his situation, and so they often still mistake him for a young boy and putting a lot of expectation of what it means to be a child on him as
Right.
well. Yeah.
Ah, I see. Because like, not to brag or anything, but Asians, we tend to look very young when we're young,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
we look younger when we get older, and we have everyone knows that all Asians we tend to look quite younger than what we are. So some people might out there might think that there are a lot of, let's say, 20-year-old creators posing as 15-year-old, which wouldn't be difficult if you're have the so-called Asian skin
Mm.
that we have, because you know when I was 20 people would think I was 14,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah, so it's not that unlikely to happen in the world of social media where people can take advantage of that. In fact, you know, there has been cases of that from what I've heard. But Han, it's been an absolute pleasure to see the Vietnamese side of this, because I've been being able to talk to many people from different backgrounds, and Vietnam. I have done things on Vietnam before, but it's also good to hear your part. But before we go, is there anything that you'd like to promote, example studies you're currently working on, or future studies, or something that you'd like the audience to know? Because there's always the chance of having you back on.
Oh yeah, thank you for asking me that. I would like to introduce myself as a PhD candidate as well.
Hmm.
Oh, I forgot saying that from the beginning. Yeah, I'm a PhD candidate at the Digital Media Research Center of Queensland University of Technology, and my PhD currently working on the culture and practices of Vietnamese game live streamers. Right now I'm in the data collection milestone, and very excited to see how it's go on the analysis. But there will be something very interesting to show everyone. So I good hope that my work will be published soon, one day in 2026, and hope everyone could stay in touch with that.
Excellent. Well, we can definitely, hopefully, we get to have you on a bit later in the program, well, in the seasons, hopefully to come, and we can talk more about what you are doing and things that you're working on. But I would like to thank our listeners again today for listening to the IERLab podcast. Once again, I'd like to thank our guest for today, Han Nguyen.
Yes, thank you as well, Walter, for having me here today.
No worries. And until next time, this has been Walter Lee. You may click on your next adventure now.